My name is Lance Preston. When I was a boy, my family moved into a house that I soon discovered was haunted. The things I encountered have stayed with me forever. Ever since then, I have been obsessed with trying to capture proof that these things were real. Come along with me and my team of skilled paranormal investigators as we dare to venture into some of the most haunted locations known to man, spending the night and capturing everything on camera. If you're ready, it's time to have some grave encounters.
Mark.
Hello, testing. Lance Preston. Lance Preston, being a producer, director, entrepreneur in search of fame, puts together a team of young people to go start a ghost hunting team, a reality TV show.
The show is called Grave Encounters, and we're kind of a amateurish crew. We're getting better at what we do, but we still have a lot to learn.
Because they don't usually find it, they fake it and create it. But they've come to us, an old abandoned psychiatric hospital, and they discover that there are ghosts, so there are demon spirits, and the demon spirits don't really like what they're doing there.
We were watching all these cheesy ghost hunting TV shows, and we're just like, this would make for the best found footage film ever. But we were inspired by a whole slew of the North American ones, like Paranormal State had some cheesy elements, like with the psychic, and it's so obvious that this guy is a fake. So we thought with our film, well, let's just make him like an actor that bursts out laughing after
We
every
kind
time.
of grabbed pieces from a lot of the different shows and kind of tried to put them on for one ultimate show that kind of could have a little bit of everything.
One of the awesome things about the location is just that the feeling that you have in it, because there's so many actual real ghost stories that have taken place in this thing, just because it's filmed in quite a bit, and a lot of crews have all these different stories. There's a few that are pretty creepy. In particular, there's one where a crew guy swears by his life that he got pushed down a flight of stairs. Like, I heard that he like got super injured or whatever, and like you can kind of like.
And that was inspiration for one of the things that actually happens in the movie.
Totally,
where
man.
The character of TC gets pushed.
And the window thing too. Remember, we were getting a tour of the location, and like it wasn't in the script yet. They'd go to the building, and basically every time they'd lock it all up after like a film shoot or something, like if the X-Files or something is in there.
They'd come back in the morning or whatever, and it would be open.
Yeah, or like a bunch of them would be open.
Haunted, obviously. Why are they shooting? That's like the main question. Why is the thing being shot to begin with? Why are they rolling a camera? And why do they continue to roll when crazy shit starts happening?
It's a given that they're gonna continue to shoot.
Right, because it's a ghost hunting show. They want to capture everything. It was to try to make a ghost hunting show where stuff actually happened.
That was kind of where the idea was born, is just trying to take those reality shows, knock them out of the park in a cinematic fashion. For trying to cast this film, we managed to get a really awesome casting director in Canada, Laura Brooke. One of the funny things about the casting is that the Lance character was a really hard character to cast, because you're not only trying to cast this TV host personality that is really good at being kind of the MTV sort of guy, but then can also transition from that and become a real person, because a lot of those personalities that are on TV, I really think that they're kind of one-dimensional as far as they're really good at that, but they can't really do the dramatic stuff.
Right.
Well, I started off thinking he was kind of a douchebag, but he's a real professional. He just wants to make it big.
We saw Merwin, and he was just like, boom.
Yeah,
that guy's awesome, because the improv was so fucking good on the audition
he was just he was incredible. He came in, he was pretending like he had a camera or whatever. Man, it was immediately just like, that's the guy.
And then Ashley Gryzko, again, we'd seen a bunch of girls and weren't kind of feeling what they were bringing to the table, and we saw a video audition of her at first, and we were like, shit, yeah, this is exactly who we were kind of talking about. We wanted that sort of like gothy Ginger Snaps sort of vibe.
She really digs paranormal stuff that's like stuff that can't be explained. She really relies on her gut instincts, and she's like all about intuition and feeling stuff.
Mackenzie was a given. He just has like this presence. You're just like, it was so obvious.
It was so obvious.
I can't even define why, but it is his presence. It's because he's a good actor, but he's also a hair theatrical, and that's what we needed for this role.
I'm playing Houston Gray, who is called in as a psychic to assist the ghost team, the Grave Encounters team, with their search for the paranormal, but I'm not really a psychic, I'm an actor.
Juan was, Juan is the man.
Yeah, Juan's super chill. He was a fluke that we ended up with, because we auditioned a ton of people, and we were not happy with the guys, and we were almost going to cast this other dude.
We had cast the other guy.
And then he got booked on something that he was going to get paid a whole lot more for. We ended up seeing, like, he's been in so many movies, like Day the Earth Stood Still. He's playing like a computer nerd type of guy, and we were just like, well, that's the exact role right there. And then he's in Jennifer's body, and he's kind of got like punk attitude in that. So he was awesome.
The thing about this place is, like I keep saying to everybody, every room has a room off of another room, and then, you know, Stu and I found a closet inside a room, and in the closet was this grate that went down into these tunnels, and so there's stuff, I'm sure, in here that would scare me still, but I'm not gonna hang out and find out after this.
It's a sad energy, it's a draining energy, it's an energy that a lot of pain and stuff happened to you, and you can feel it in the vibes of the walls.
One of the scariest things for me was whenever I had to use the washroom. You'd have to take like, I'm horrified, the walk of terror through just like dark hallways, and there's no, you're just like horrified when you're in that institution alone.
Because it's the real thing.
Shooting on like the 4th floor, and the washroom is on like the 2nd level, and you're going down through all these crazy hallways and trying to navigate
with a flashlight, just like trying to get back there.
But that was just like made the shit that much more real.
Oh, for sure.
I love it here because it takes care of so much of the performance because you're naturally just creeped out. You don't have to act that. And I think the location is a character in the film itself. It's just the way that it's set up. It's just such a creepy place, and I think it sets up a really cool atmosphere.
If ghosts are real and if a place could be haunted, that place would definitely be the place, because you could just feel it when you were in that building. We had a full-fledged script, but we also wanted to be able to have like the latitude where we could allow improvisation, where the actors could go off on tangents and do stuff and do their own thing and just kind of, you know, make a lot of it up, some of the dialogue.
You don't want it to feel scripted, so a lot of our dialogue and so forth, we would write excess amounts, really, so that not only would they be able to kind of use just whatever element of it they wanted, but they could also improvise a lot.
Because we could do improv and stuff like that, we got amazing stuff. We got stuff that we would have never thought of.
There's one scene in particular where Merwin and Mackenzie were, their argument was like getting so personal. I was worried one of them was gonna punch each other out. Like, I was like, this is gonna get bloody for real in a minute. So it was cool though.
We wanted to do something that would be, you know, raw and edgy and disturbing and you know, have stuff in it that push the limit
as far as we could,
and make something that would hopefully somewhat unpredictable.
There's a beautiful energy to Colin and Stu that's really fantastic, and they shoot guerrilla. They know what they want. They get the coverage, and they're very firm, and they know what they don't want too, which is really handy. So if you're doing something that's going off, they'll say, no, don't do that. Don't go so big. Don't do that. Don't fill it in. We need silence. They're very clear.
The wavelength that we have when we write,
exactly the same,
and when we edit, and also when we direct, is nearly the same every time, down to like a frame science.
I think they each bring such a different dynamic to the set. And the way they work together is just so smooth. You would think with 2 people that it'd be, you know, but I don't think I saw it even once.
So we come from a like really grassroots, with a camera in your hand and an actor, directing the actor and shooting it. So we're both very good at the cinematography standpoint of it too. Like most of the film was actually like shot by us as well as the actors. It's just the nature of the handheld camera work with found footage. Again, it's something that's so detail oriented that I wouldn't be comfortable shooting a movie like that unless I was shooting it. I think in the last 10 years, the audience has become so much more in tune with visual effects.
There's a lot of edits in this film
that are hidden,
and there's stuff that we've done that almost borders on animation. Like there's basically digital dropouts and digital glitches throughout the movie. When the camera gets knocked or jarred or whatever, the camera falls. There'll be like these kind of glitch things, and that was all done by us, basically, literally frame by frame.
And all the visual effects as well were done by us. The building itself really is the driving score of the film, and the different tonal shifts between different rooms have a different low frequency sort of hum that's constantly there, and it's constantly underneath of everything. We wanted the film to be basically about this character that's totally normal TV host at the top of the day, and then by the end of it he's like insane.
Right.
So it's like this dive into madness, and obviously that's a dark subject to explore, so we wanted to push the limits on that. Yeah, I'm happy with the result.
Yeah, so. It's great.